Welcome to the Kane and Reloaded Show. This your boy 305 Kane.
This your boy DJ Reloaded.
Tonight, let's talk about the state of America. A little medical update on George Floyd. Coroner announced that the cause of death was from asphyxiation/suffocation. So, how you feel about that, DJ Reloaded?
I think that we knew this all along, right? Like you got one man on your neck for 8, 9 minutes. You got another man on your back and another man on your lower body. It's recorded. My only question is how is that the DA having a hard time to see any evidence to convict the other three officers that was involved?
Right.
If I go to your house with a group of guys and I kill you, and let's say it's recorded too. You see everybody who was in on the plot that took your life. I'm not just going to jail. Those three other guys are going to jail along with me.
Everybody going to jail.
We got to look at. I don't understand what the DA is looking at. I'm confused. I'm lost. I'm not. I'm just trying to play dumb because, enough is enough.
Right. Yeah. I look at this situation like you said, man. If we all went in there and say we all held somebody down and I held a knee on their neck, all of us getting arrested for murder. So I don't understand that plot either, that they are innocent in some kind of way, especially the two that was on his back. They just as guilty. They part of the murder. They helping the officiate the suffocation of this man. Okay, so I feel like they need to be a part. They all need to be charged with at least second and third degree murder.
I totally agree. But I'm still praying for justice. I'm out trying to do my thing. But I'm loving what I'm seeing from the protests. I love the unity I'm seeing amongst whites and blacks. Whites screaming Black Lives Matter. That was my biggest takeaway from the last couple of days of watching the protests, watching people who's doing it the right way, protesting and marching. And, I know out here in Denver, they was laying out in the hot sun, face down. Of course, they had towels under them, but I love what I was seeing out there to push to push for justice in this situation, not just for Floyd, but for everybody. And again, I just love the white support that I'm seeing across the nation.
Yeah, the white support is great. And I look at it like when you see, the good white people out there who saw that video, and most of the times, I'm gonna put it like this, most of the times when you hear about innocent or unarmed black man getting killed, majority of the times it's a gunshot. People really just get shot, and then they try to justify it in some kind of way that he looked like he was reaching for something, or he looked like he had something in his hand, or his phone looked like a gun, whatever the case may be. But for people to blatantly see, it's not the first time,
right?
But a couple times recently, to see people get choked to death, suffocated to death, asphyxiated to death. I think that touched a lot of people. And if you're human, that hits you too. No matter if you black, white, Spanish, Indian, I think that touched a lot of people just because as a human, that they know that was wrong.
I agree. And I love the short video that Spike Lee put up. I put it on Facebook, the Kane Reloaded. It pretty much went through, Eric Garner, George, and the Do the Right Thing movie. I think it was Do the Right Thing. I could be wrong, but it was powerful, and it spoke to what was going on, in the late 70s, 80s, and it's still relevant today. And that's why I love the protesting, the unity, and what we've seen as far as the marching. But I see a lot of people, trying to take the focus off the protest and put it on the looting and riots. Now I'm torn with this topic as far as the looting and riots. One, I want protests to be peaceful. I want everybody to come home safely. I love the unity. Um, but I understand that, in most movements in history, there have always been violence. There have always been some type of riots, looting, etc. And by no means am I condoning it, but I understand it. So I'm not gonna sit here and make the movement about the looting and the riots. I think it's a necessary evil.
Mm.
I mean, people say, well, because you ain't losing anything, but we talking about life over buildings, over bricks, over materialistic things that can be replaced. A life can never be replaced.
Facts.
The injustice that I have experienced, in my lifetime, what I'm saying, I don't want the next young man, young woman to go through. So I think that some of this stuff is necessary, but some of it ain't.
And I think people need to be very wise about the looting and the rioting, and understand what there could be a deeper agenda in this whole situation that people are missing with these rioting and looting and all of this other good stuff. When the government sends their military in, guess what tends to happen next? Martial law go into effect, right?
I mean, definitely. I mean, I hope it don't get to that point. I mean, I'd be surprised if it gets to that point. But I think it's a necessary. I mean, again, I still think it's a necessary evil. I mean, like, I mean, at the end of the day, people only understand violence.
Right. But the necessary evil that I think should be done is tear up all of the police stations. Do stuff like that. All of the police, the courthouses, like go tear those places up instead of just. Today I saw a video of a whole bunch of people stealing Dodge Challengers and stuff out of Dodge car lot in Oakland.
Really?
Like Hellcats, Red Eye Demons, all of them. They didn't broke into Dodge. And I'm talking about just like everybody looting stores. They was out there driving away in Jeeps and Durangos. So that is not necessary. That is what's going to cause the government to have an excuse to put a tighter lockdown on everybody for stupid actions like that. Now, like I said, if you was taking and flipping police cars over, I'm cheering for that.
Right. That's
But going into a dealership and malls and stuff, like, man, you're just trying to take something out. I understand tearing up and causing the ruckus, but just you got to be safe with that too.
Well, I also seen article come through where Trump say he's gonna have heavier military presence on the street. So I agree with that. Stealing the cars, that's unnecessary. That's you just looking for a come up.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what most people are doing.
It's no means, and from what I hear from media and what I read is George Floyd was a peaceful man. So some of the stuff is unnecessary.
And a lot of the stuff is overshadowing the real cause or the real protest. And that's where the biggest problem is coming, is because they're causing ruckus and it's overshadowing the protest. Now the protesters, that's the reason they're getting shot in the face with rubber bullets right now.
Right. I posted a picture of a young Hispanic girl, hope for a speedy recovery. She got shot right between the eyes with a rubber bullet. I just think that enough is enough with the looting and the riot. If you out there protesting peacefully, I mean, you might get a little rowdy, but if you see people vandalizing stores, breaking open windows, looting, call them out on it. I'm not telling you to play hero, but just say, hey, put the camera on and record it. He ain't with us. And that's the thing you could do. I seen another video where I'm not sure where it was at, but there was a pile of bricks, construction bricks, loose bricks on a pallet. No construction going around. And that's why I believe that some of this stuff is propaganda. I believe that some of this stuff is paid for. Like I said again, the FBI reported, that those white supremacist groups were encouraged to engage in violence 2 days after George died. I mean, I think that some of this stuff is staged. Just thinking about it. And then, last night, not to change topics, but last night, was just scrolling through. I don't know why. I don't know why in my spirit that I was just scrolling through and just looking at what entertainers were saying about the movement. How do you feel about entertainers not saying anything, being, straddling the fence? How do you feel about that?
I think all entertainers should be up and speaking out. We heard from Wayne the other day, and we heard Lil Wayne get on there and say, if you ain't gonna really do much, then he ain't gonna say nothing at all. He that type of person. But when you got a platform that can reach millions of people, I'm not even gonna say hundreds, millions of people, I think you need to voice a stronger opinion about what's going on instead of being safe and comfort in your mansion and feel like that ain't gonna happen to you type thing, or you ain't finna march, or you ain't finna do nothing, so you just gonna keep your mouth shut. I think a lot of people took, even when LeBron spoke out on Aubrey, as, oh, he got all his money, he should do more. But when you have people like Lil Wayne who say, well, I ain't gonna do nothing at all. Like, come on, man. Like, these entertainers, especially these black entertainers, you entertain the world. Not just the United States, you entertaining the world. So you have a platform to show the world that it's a lot of corruption going over here and a lot of brutality getting done to your people over here. You have a way to display that to everybody. Just like this viewer here from UK, all they seeing is looting and people causing a ruckus, but it's actually what's a protest.
Let me stop real quick. I just want to shout out the UK.
Yeah, shout out to UK.
UK in the building, and it's not all bad. It's not all looting. It's not all riots. You have people that's doing this the right way, that's protesting the right way. Don't believe everything you see in the media. And this is the thing about the media that I have noticed and how they create and cause division to keep it going. You have a lot of blacks and whites that's walking together hand in hand, that's looking out for each other, that's doing the right things. A lot of incidents I've seen videos where police were causing the ruckus. Just shooting tear gas towards peaceful protesters. The media is not showing that. But back to entertainers, man, your boy Tory Lanez, boy, that boy's good for the culture. It was a tweet last night he put out, and I really like what he said. I'm gonna read a little bit of it. He said, "Why my rich celeb friends in the house and on the and on the ground, like, stop looting. You messing up our business. Y'all can miss me with that. Y'all niggas is rich. Y'all not feeling the pain of these people." That's why I say again, man, you got to know who you supporting as far as celebs.
I heard from a YouTuber he's pretty big, King Batch. Some people might know him, some people might not. He do little skits and stuff. But King Batch was speaking out on the situation, and he said he put out a post and stuff, and he spoke out on the situation. And he had his friends, celebrity friends, he didn't put no names out there, but he said he had a couple friends call him and tell him, oh, you might want to take that down or delete that tweet or whatever it was, because you don't want to lose any endorsements and branding deals. And he like, if I lose any endorsements and branding deals for me speaking on what's right, then I didn't want to have those deals in the first place. And he said a lot of celebrities are looking at they brand and don't want to step over that line and lose some of their funding from these people. And he just said when they had them wildfires in California, everybody was telling him to post this and post this GoFundMe to this and put this on your Instagram page, all of that support. But then when he's supporting his own people in a brutality situation, he's told to be quiet, take it down.
Shout out to to Mr. Sims. I mean, shout out to me. I'm just pointing out a couple artists that I noticed that has been going hard in the paint. Even your boy Trigger Trey. You know, he for the culture. Trigger Trey say if you pop up on my timeline talking about black business before they were talking about black bodies, I took a mental note of that. I mean, again, I understand, you know, entrepreneurs. I'm all for not just black entrepreneurs, white entrepreneurs. I'm for it all. But what means more? Do life mean that less to a business? I mean, for me, if I had a business and, you know, unfortunately something like this was to happen, I don't think that I'm gonna be screaming about the business. I'm gonna be screaming about the body that was laying in the middle of the street that was choked out by a police officer. I mean, you know, when I see the body lifeless, I'm thinking about my daddy. I'm thinking about my brothers. I'm thinking about my friends. I'm thinking about me.
Right. And to me, it's just like, man, that man's life was taken in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
When they lynched the people, they did it in front of a crowd.
Right. Right.
Just saying.
And, you know, like I said, it's just a lot of artists that I mean, athletes as well. You know, like I said, you know, I was telling you a couple of days. I think that, you know, just looking at all the artists, especially in the females as well, I like how hard Cardi B been going in the paint. I'm just dropping names that I'm taking notice of. I'm not gonna really sit here and bash or question any artist, but I'm gonna take note of it as well. And you know, at some point, you're straddling the fence when you got more white people that got guts than you as a black artist. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, moving right along. I mean, we were talking about the young lady who was shot with the rubber bullets, the tear gas. They got military vehicles on the street. Megan Thee Stallion posted a video up where police was walking down neighborhoods and telling people getting in the house, and when they didn't move fast enough, they started shooting at them. Policy got to change. You know, the way that the military has been mobilized and way that the police look like military forces, policy has to change. There was a story out there in Atlanta where two cops used excessive force. They was fired. I think that needs to be a stronger stance when it comes down to police brutality. One and done.
No, not one you just done with that station. No, you done as an officer.
You took an oath. I think it should be that strict. I mean, shit. I drive trucks, and I'm under surveillance all day. You know, right. There, not doing the right things. I'm held accountable, and you know, when you're a police officer, and I get it. We're not talking about the incidents where someone pulls a gun on you, or someone's fighting back with you, and they have a weapon, and police shoot them and kill them. We're not talking about those type of cases. We're talking about the cases where you have a man handcuffed for 5 minutes before you killed him. Or you're dealing with a woman and you're punching and beating a woman. These are the cases that we're talking about. Because as a man, I gotta believe that, you know, when it comes down to a fight with a woman, I ain't being sexist by no means. I got to feel like I can subdue this woman.
Right.
I mean, I'm a man. I hope I hope my nuts is big enough to handle her. I mean, so at the end of the day, I just think that, you know, policy change is definitely something that must comes out of it. I would like to see somebody write out or propose policies rather than just pointing the fingers and having good speeches. I want to see policies being proposed, being pushed, and you know, let's see who vote, and let's see who vote yes, and let's see who vote no, and then we vote them out.
I think, you know, if we talking policies, I just want, and I believe a lot of people just want accountability. Hold them accountable just like you hold me accountable. You know, if I was to go out here and, like I say, hold my knee on somebody's neck and kill them, I'm getting charged with manslaughter, murder. I'm going to jail. I'm going to prison. I'm not
Facts.
going home. So, you know, that officer should have never even had a chance to go home. You know, and even though I know that, you know, other people or people in general want to attack more policies, me, I just stand on hold everybody accountable. If you're gonna hold me accountable, they need to be held accountable too. They supposed to be patrolling us, not controlling us. It's a difference.
And just looking at everything that's going on, my question to you, Kane, is, what is your what's next? What do we move from here?
Like I say, I just hope we as a people stand past the protesting, past the looting, past everything that's going on in immediate times. I feel like us as a people need to stand on we ain't selling for less than holding them accountable too. Like you said, it needs to be a stiffer standard set for officers because it's becoming too much. You know, it's becoming so much that civilians feel they can do the same thing.
Right.
So I think, like I say, I think we shouldn't give up on making sure and not letting our mouth, or not just our mouth, let our message as a people to die down when the looting and the rioting and the protesting go. I don't feel like protesting should stop until things change. We should protest all the time.
I mean, I totally agree, but also, um, for me, what I like to see change is not just police policies and the unity, which I love the unity that I'm seeing. I want to see the opportunities change. I would listen to Steven Jackson speak about the difference between him and his brother, and it was all about opportunity.
Hmm.
A lot of times that you look at Detroit when they had the factory shut down, they killed a lot of opportunities in black and urban communities.
Hmm.
People need opportunities to be able to grow, provide, and take care of their family. That's all that the average individual want, is the opportunity to be, especially for a man, right? To feel like a man, to feel like he bringing home the bacon, and also for a woman as well. Women have pride too, and I respect all my women that go out there and get it.
Right.
But opportunities, justice, um, equal treatment at workplace, and also when you encounter police officers, those things are big to morale. There's a lot of times where, one of my friends that apply for a position in the management spot, and they already feel like they're not going to get it, or they feel like they're going to be overlooked. And let's be honest, they feel like that because of the color of their skin. I just think that at the end of the day, we have to be able to have real opportunities, real chances to grow, real chances to stand on our own 2 feet. And again, again, it's just, if we can make those changes in this country, it can be a fair country. It ain't gotta. We don't have to go march in the street every other month because a black man or black woman have been killed by police unjustly.
That's a fact. I dig it.
So I mean, that's just how I feel, and let's just keep on fighting racism together.
Right. Keep.
White, and that, yo, hey, I'm not for racism, I'm not racist, I'm not prejudiced against it, against this group of people, and it goes for white, blacks, Hispanic, etc. Let's stand up and fight racism together, man. That's a virus that's been plaguing this country, white supremacists, for far too long, and it's time to kill it. It's time to cut that cancer out.
And the one of the one of the good positive things I've heard out this situation was from a redneck country white boy. And I don't say it in any disrespectful way because he also himself said he thought it was time, or they thought it was time for some rednecks to get out here and stand with these good people for a good cause because it makes no sense. Now, that's respect right there. When you think about redneck country white boy, what you thinking? First thing you thinking is, and they was out there with their guns. They was out there with their guns. And they saying they was standing with the protests. This before all the looting and the rioting popped off, all of that. This is back then. But I like that stance. I like him saying, you know what? And they was younger. They wasn't of the older generation. But he stood up and he said, you know what? That wasn't right. That's why I say when you as a human see the situation of what happened, if that didn't make you feel like, that's enough, then why? You're not a human. You subhuman. And you know, that's just who you are.
I mean, I like it. I like it. I like it. I mean, again, let's keep up the unity. Let's keep up the good fight. Our prayers go out to the family of George Floyd, and other families that lost someone to police brutality. Let's continue to strive to be better as a people.
And let's not give up on keeping that message going. Let's not stop when the looting and the rioting stop. Let's keep pushing it till we get it.
Thanks.
And with that being said, this has been the Kane and Reloaded Show. I'm your boy 305 Kane.
And it's your boy DJ Reloaded.
Before we get out of here, we need y'all to smash that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get notified when we do go live. And make sure you share this video to all your friends and family. Let them know what we bring here to the table at the Kane and Reloaded Show.
Make sure you get over to that YouTube page and hit that subscribe button if you're seeing this on Facebook, or if it takes you straight to the internet. Go on your app, put in the Kane Reloaded Show. We definitely appreciate the support. We're trying to grow. We're trying to have a voice for the people. And we love you guys.
Peace and love.
Peace.